Welcome back, Focus Learners. Today, we are jumping right into a completely essential exam-friendly explainer breaking down the core operations of MS Excel. We are going to be covering the entire Unit 11 syllabus today. So if you are looking to master everything from your very first basic calculations all the way to professional data management, you are in exactly the right place. Grab your notes, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Now, let me ask you a question, and I want you to really think about this for a second. Have you ever wondered if Excel is just a giant digital grid that's only meant for typing in raw data, just a place to store numbers? Or is much, much more possible? It's a really important question to ask ourselves because honestly, if you don't know how to properly calculate your data using formulas, or how to link completely different files together, or how to beautifully chart your data, well then you are barely scratching the surface of what this incredible software can do. Most people use Excel like a digital piece of paper. Today, we are going to change that entirely.
Here is our clear roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with Excel features and formulas. Then we'll move on to linking multiple workbooks. After that, we'll cover visualizing with charts, followed by formatting and printing. Finally, we'll tie the whole shebang together with a practical Excel example. But before we tackle all those advanced features, we need to do a quick mental check. Keep in mind the foundational knowledge we built together in the previous units. You should already be comfortable with how workbooks differ from worksheets. Remember, the workbook is the whole file and the worksheets are the individual pages inside it. You should understand the basic grid structure of horizontal rows and vertical columns. You need to know how to identify specific individual cells and larger cell ranges. And you should be totally familiar with basic data formatting and sorting. With that solid foundation firmly laid in your mind, we are totally ready to build upward into advanced territory. Let's do it.
Section 1, Excel features and formulas, automating your calculations.
The absolute heartbeat of this software is the formula. Without formulas, Excel is just a table. By definition, a formula is an expression in Excel that automatically performs calculations. And here is the absolute golden rule: it must always start with an equal sign. This is absolutely crucial to understand. If you forget that little equal sign, Excel just looks at what you typed and treats it as boring, static text. It won't calculate a single thing. But the moment you type equals, it's like flipping a switch. That single keystroke transforms the software from a static grid into a highly dynamic, completely automatic calculator. And the way it works is just brilliantly simple. Think about this specific example syntax. If cell A1 contains the number 20 and cell B1 contains the number 30, typing equals A1 plus B1 instantly gives you 50 on your screen. The software automatically finds the values inside those cells and adds them together for you. And the best part? If you change the number in cell A1 to 100 later on, your formula automatically updates the final answer. You don't have to touch the formula ever again. And of course, you can swap that plus sign for subtraction, multiplication, or division just as easily. It's incredibly powerful. And now, to make sure you can harness this power without getting hit with frustrating error codes, you need to keep a few exam-friendly tips in mind. First, like we just said, always start with that equal symbol. Second, write your cell references correctly. A tiny typo, like typing A3 instead of A2, literally changes your entire calculation, and those mistakes can be really hard to spot later. Third, use your mathematical brackets properly to control the order of operations. Remember BODMAS or PEMDAS from your school math classes? Brackets, orders, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. That logic applies exactly the same way right here in Excel. Fourth, avoid any spelling or syntax mistakes when typing out formula names. And finally, always do a quick mental math check to verify your final result. Just look at the number and ask yourself, does this actually make sense? If you're adding 10 and 20 and Excel says 3,000, you know you've made a syntax mistake somewhere. Section 2, linking multiple workbooks, connecting your data ecosystem. So what happens when your data gets bigger? Imagine a manager at a big company who has to analyze 12 completely different monthly sales files to make a yearly report. If they use manual data copying, literally copying and pasting from one file to another, it is incredibly time-consuming. And worse, it is highly prone to human error, especially when managing huge sets of data. It's a nightmare. But there's a better way. By linking workbooks, you automatically connect data across completely different files for seamless, instant updates. This isn't just about saving time, it's about accuracy. This feature is exactly what elevates Excel from being just a basic calculator into a true enterprise-grade data management tool.
How do we actually make that connection happen? We achieve this through something called an external reference formula. This is a very specific type of formula used to refer to and pull data from a completely different workbook. When you build this kind of formula, it actually includes the target file's exact name right there inside square brackets. So you are literally giving Excel a map to go find another file on your computer, open it in the background, read the data, and pull it back to your current screen. It means that if someone updates a sales figure in the separate January file, your annual master report automatically updates in real time. No copy pasting required. It's just brilliant.
Section 3. Visualizing with charts, making numbers understandable.
Okay, so you have your formulas working and your workbooks are linked. But here's the thing. Raw numbers on a grid can be really hard for the human brain to quickly digest. If I hand you a spreadsheet with 10,000 numbers on it, you can't tell me what it means just by glancing at it. But when you visualize those numbers with a chart, your brain processes the information almost instantly. Just think about a student marks comparison chart. You can immediately see which students scored higher just by looking at the physical height of the visual bars. There's no mental math required. You don't have to squint at raw data or compare individual digits. The visual simply tells the whole story in a fraction of a second.
And of course, Excel gives you complete control to customize these visual stories so they fit your exact needs. You aren't just stuck with whatever it spits out first. You can modify the chart title and the data labels so your audience knows exactly what they are looking at without having to guess. You can easily adjust the overall size and position of the chart on your page. You can format the visual presentation, changing colors and fonts to look incredibly professional. And most importantly, you can choose the correct chart type for your data. You might choose a column or bar chart for direct comparisons, a line chart to show a trend over a period of time, or a pie chart when you want to show percentages of a whole. Choosing the right type ensures your specific audience grasps the data instantly.
But we always have to remember where these charts come from. Behind every beautiful, colorful chart is a straightforward, simple data sheet. This is the absolute foundation of your visualization. It's the actual rows and columns where information, like our two students here, student A and student B, and their specific math and science marks, are securely entered and managed before they are ever turned into a visual graphic. The chart is just a reflection of this underlying data sheet.
Because the chart reflects the data sheet, managing that data sheet properly is absolutely critical. As the user, you are entirely in control of the narrative. You can easily insert or delete specific rows and columns as new data comes in or old data becomes obsolete. You can format the column width for much better visibility while you're doing your data entry work. And here's a really powerful point. You can selectively choose to include or exclude specific data sets from your chart. Let's say a particular row of data just isn't relevant to the story you were trying to tell your boss or your teacher today. You simply exclude it from the chart's data range, ensuring your final graphic is totally focused and only shows the most impactful, necessary information.
Section 4, Formatting and Printing, Finalizing your document. So you've done all the hard work. The calculations are right, the charts look great. The final technical step is taking all this managed, visualized data and preparing it for the real world, physical distribution or professional sharing. Before you ever hit that print button, you absolutely must check your layout visibility. There is nothing worse than printing a 50-page report only to realize the last column of your data got cut off every single page. Next, you want to add useful contextual information to your headers at the very top of the page and your footers at the bottom. This is where you include essential things like page numbers and dates. This adds a highly polished professional touch. Plus, if a physical stack of your printed papers accidentally gets dropped on the floor, those page numbers ensure everyone knows exactly where each page belongs to put it back together. And if you're working in a presentation environment, remember that you can manage these elements completely separately on your display slides, your private speaker notes, or the handouts you give to your audience.
Section 5, Practical Excel Example, the School Teacher Workflow.
To really cement everything we've just learned, let's look at how all these isolated features build into a highly practical, real-world scenario. Imagine the standard workflow of a school teacher at the end of the term. Step 1, they sit down and enter all the raw student data, the test scores, the attendance, into a standard data sheet. Step 2, instead of using a desk calculator, they automate all the heavy lifting by calculating the total marks and averages using Formulae. Step 3, they might teach 3 different subjects, so they use external references to link those different class workbooks together to create one ultimate master gradebook for the principal. Step 4, to see how the class is doing overall, they create a chart for a quick, impactful visual comparison of student performance. And finally, Step 5, they add page numbers, format the layout, and print the final report to hand out at parent-teacher conferences.
Walking through it step by step like this unifies all the individual tools we've discussed into one cohesive, highly practical ecosystem. All right, to wrap things up, let's summarize and lock in our Unit 11 key takeaways so you can easily pull these from memory during your exams. Just remember these 4 core verbs. First, formulas automate your calculations. They do the math for you. Second, workbook linking connects separated data across entirely different files. Third, charts make complex, boring data incredibly visual and easy to understand. And fourth, printing physically prepares your information for professional sharing.
So, I'm curious, which specific topic did you find the most interesting today? Was it the pure automation of formulas, the behind-the-scenes magic of workbook linking, the beautiful storytelling visuals of charts, or the polished professionalism of formatting and printing? Let us know in the comments below. And as you go forward and truly master these features, I want you to ask yourself, what complex, real-world problem are you going to solve with Excel first? Remember to like this explainer, subscribe to Learn with Vaishali, and share this with your classmates to completely supercharge everyone's exam prep. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I will see you next time.